Hi, my name's Craig Morris and I'm the developer of Math Minion. And my purpose today is to try and fumble through a demonstration of a new feature that's coming in version 2.2 of Math Minion. These are HTML forms. So I'm airplaying my iPad onto my Mac and then screen capturing it to produce this video. So you won't see my fingers, but hopefully I can make it clear what I'm doing. So to start, I'll just call up Math Minion. And of course, the first thing that you'll see is it doesn't really look like Math Minion. But in fact, this is an update of a session that's long been in the examples section of the website. And, well, it doesn't really matter what it does. What it is it uses a chemical engineering graphical process called McCabe-Thiele to calculate how many stages you would need in a tower separating ethanol from water. It's already calculated that, and if I were to tap on the plot button, you can see this is the graphical representation. Not of much interest unless you're a chemical engineer, but it's a suitably complex little problem for illustration. Hitting the back button will take me back to the HTML form. And let's just try changing something on this form, which is just an HTML form. We'll change the reflex ratio to 5, and note that the number of stages is currently 19. Hit calc, it's now calculated at 17. So it's kind of a nice little encapsulated thing. You notice at the top, the normal toolbar is missing its icons. Instead, there's just two icons. One is a file folder icon, and if I tap it, I'll get a menu of the sessions I have in my library, and I can load those. And the other one is an unlock icon, and when I tap that, I get an alert which warns me I'm about to leave this constrained environment and go back to design mode. So I'll say yes. And here we have a nice messy Math Minion diagram, suitably complex. And normally you would use Math Minion by tapping on the various entities. Here's the plot we looked at before. Over on the left-hand side are a number of input expressions. And down here we have the new HTML form object, which I've named inputs. And if I switch it to its results view, it looks just like it did before. When I switch to the name and notes view, you'll see there's a formula field. And that formula, if I expand it, is simply a string constant. When you start a formula with a single quote in Math Minion, everything after it is just a long string constant. And the string constant in this case is a typical HTML page. But the only thing to note in this header section might be that you can use jQuery in your HTML here. jQuery is a JavaScript library that's very popular, and it's built into Math Minion, so you don't even need net connectivity to use it. Most of the rest of the header is just taken up with cascading style sheet definitions, which define the look of the form. And when we get down to the body of the page, there's a form tag. And one of the features of form tags in Math Minion HTML objects is that the action can be the name of an object in the current Math Minion model. If that object is itself a Math Minion HTML object, then it will receive all of the values of the input fields in the form tag and have those as its parameters, using the name of the input tag as the name of the parameter. In this case, the action is assigned the name $, which is just a Math Minion shortcut for the name of the current object. So the inputs object, will be receiving the values posted from itself. When we look down farther, we can see there's a number of input fields, just text fields, and they have their names assigned. And under the value portion or attribute, they have a rather strange tag called mm. Inside an tag, you can put any valid Math Minion formula you like, and it will be replaced by a string value containing the results of the formula before the HTML is rendered into the view. In this case, it's just got $, whatever the name of the input value was. So essentially, it's filling in the fields with their previous values. Below that is a table with the calculated results, and again, the tags are used to include Math Minion formulas. And in this case, we're just formatting the values of expressions so that they look nice. Returning to the diagram, let's have a look at how some of those values are used. This is one of the inputs to the calculation, and its formula uses the eval function and takes as its input the xd parameter, which xd was one of the named inputs in the form tag, from the inputs object. Because form submissions are always strings, the eval function is used in this case to convert it into a number. We return to the inputs object and tap on that make start form. We'll return to the full screen version of this, and we now have sort of an application that can be run for, say, a non-technical user, where all of the calculations are hidden. And you could have multiple forms and various other calculations done, and some of the forms could even submit to remote servers if that was appropriate. So that's it, a quick overview of the new HTML form objects in Math Minion.